The glow of one warm thought is to me worth more than money. The tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants. The boisterous sea of liberty is never without a wave. I tremble for my country when I reflect that God is just, that his justice cannot sleep forever. I like the dreams of the future better than the history of the past. Honesty is the first chapter in the book of wisdom. Nothing can stop the man with the right mental attitude from achieving his goal. Nothing on earth can help the man with the wrong mental attitude. In matters of style, swim with the current. In matters of principle, stand like a rock. No occupation is so delightful to me as the culture of the earth, and no culture comparable to that of the garden. When angry, count to 10 before you speak. If very angry, count to 100. The care of human life and happiness, and not their destruction, is the first and only object of good government. Timid men prefer the calm of despotism to the tempestuous sea of liberty. Do you want to know who you are? Don't ask. Act. Action will delineate and define you. The man who reads nothing at all is better educated than the man who reads nothing but newspapers. Never spend your money before you have earned it. Question with boldness even the existence of a God, because, if there be one, he must more approve of the homage of reason, than that of blindfolded fear. Walking is the best possible exercise. Habituate yourself to walk very far. I have sworn upon the altar of God, eternal hostility against every form of tyranny over the mind of man. I believe that every human mind feels pleasure in doing good to another. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Whenever you do a thing, act as if all the world were watching. I hope we shall crush in its birth the aristocracy of our moneyed corporations which dare already to challenge our government to a trial by strength, and bid defiance to the laws of our country. Nothing gives one person so much advantage over another as to remain always cool and unruffled under all circumstances. I never considered a difference of opinion in politics, in religion, in philosophy, as cause for withdrawing from a friend. Determine never to be idle. No person will have occasion to complain of the want of time who never loses any. It is wonderful how much may be done if we are always doing. Peace, commerce and honest friendship with all nations, entangling alliances with none. A Bill of Rights is what the people are entitled to against every government, and what no just government should refuse, or rest on inference. When we get piled upon one another in large cities, as in Europe, we shall become as corrupt as Europe. One man with courage is a majority. A wise and frugal government, which shall restrain men from injuring one another, shall leave them otherwise free to regulate their own pursuits of industry and improvement, and shall not take from the mouth of labor the bread it has earned. Do not bite at the bait of pleasure, till you know there is no hook beneath it. How much pain they have cost us, the evils which have never happened. Money, not morality, is the principal commerce of civilized nations. Experience hath shown that even under the best forms of government those entrusted with power have, in time, and by slow operations, perverted it into tyranny. But friendship is precious, not only in the shade, but in the sunshine of life, and thanks to a benevolent arrangement the greater part of life is sunshine. He who knows best knows how little he knows. Commerce with all nations, alliance with none, should be our motto. Dependence begets subservience, and venality suffocates the germ of virtue, and prepares fit tools for the designs of ambition. It is incumbent on every generation to pay its own debts as it goes, a principle which if acted on would save one half the wars of the world. If a nation expects to be ignorant and free, in a state of civilization, it expects what never was and never will be. Mankind are more disposed to suffer, while evils are sufferable, than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. He who knows nothing is closer to the truth than he whose mind is filled with falsehoods and errors. He who knows nothing is closer to the truth than he whose mind is filled with falsehoods and errors. It is error alone which needs the support of government. Truth can stand by itself. If God is just, I tremble for my country. Educate and inform the whole mass of the people. They are the only sure alliance for the preservation of our liberty. It is neither wealth nor splendor, but tranquility and occupation which give you happiness. Don't talk about what you have done or what you are going to do. I would rather be exposed to the inconveniences attending too much liberty than those attending too small a degree of it. Peace and friendship with all mankind is our wisest policy, and I wish we may be permitted to pursue it. Peace and friendship with all mankind is our wisest policy, and I wish we may be permitted to pursue it. The God who gave us life, gave us liberty at the same time. The most successful war seldom pays for its losses. Were it left to me to decide whether we should have a government without newspapers, or newspapers without a government, I should not hesitate a moment to prefer the latter. Our greatest happiness does not depend on the condition of life in which chance has placed us, but is always the result of a good conscience, good health, occupation, and freedom in all just pursuits. Whenever the people are well informed, they can be trusted with their own government. To compel a man to furnish funds for the propagation of ideas he disbelieves and abhors is sinful and tyrannical.